Today, we're building a power plant using the crate mod. Welcome to day 14 of my 30-day crate mod build challenge, where I spend no more than one real-life day on each build. This is a series of videos, which I'll make sure to link to in the description below. I'm doing this to practice my building skills, while also helping all of you learn different ways to use the crate mod. I'm in creative mode, but all my builds are survival friendly to ensure that you can replicate everything I do here. In this video, I will show you the cheapest way to get infinite lava source with just 100 buckets. And I also have a guest who will join me later in the video.
Oh, this place looks fantastic.
As with every build, we're staying inside a 25 by 25 plot, and to begin with, I have built up a little entrance here using mossy stone bricks, and cobblestone just to kind of match the walkway we already have outside. Then for the walls, I've been using bricks, and inside I just use cobblestone and andesite to kind of set it apart from the outside. And it's kind of like a power plant factory building. And I want the floor to look kind of rough, so I went with the style. Now the layout here has some space for steam engines here on the side, and then this is going to be an infinite pool of lava. So what we have is a 10 by 10 hole here. And then we're just going to dig down about 100 blocks or so later in the video, or at least 100 blocks. Now, we're going to use drills, but you could also dig down with a schematic cannon. Just make a large empty schematic and use gunpowder to clear out the blocks. But we'll get to that later in the video. For the sides here, I've used cut tough bricks. This is a crate block that you can get in a stone cutter. Now, deep slate bricks I've used for decoration outside here. The idea is that these are going to be pillars on the outside of the build that I'll bring up to the roof later and use as kind of decoration. So we're going to have walls that are basically 2 blocks thick all the way around. And I think that will help with the overall decoration of the building. Now, we are going to need 100 buckets of lava for this. So to get that, we're going to set up these vanilla dripstone farms here. And the way these works is you have lava source blocks up here on top of a regular block. This can be any block pretty much. And then you have dripstone underneath going into a Minecraft cauldron. This does not work with the basin from the crate mod, so keep that in mind. And basically all you do is place a stone and then put pointed dripstone underneath, and then I like to place like a block like this, and then we'll just place trapdoors all the way around it, and the trapdoors are going to put the lava, or it's going to keep the lava in place. And then you want to put source blocks all the way down like this. We'll eventually get lava here, so we can just take our buckets and take out the lava and then just place it here whenever we have it. But we'll do that later. First, we need to drill down and dig this out. Now, I've placed out 10 drills here, and you can do 10 drills at a time and just dig out like one section 10 times like this. Or if you have enough iron, you could do an entire section with 10 by 10 drills of 100 drills. Another cheap way to do this is just to get the schematic cannon and just dig this out with gunpowder. That's probably the cheapest option. But here we can place a rope pulley, and then we need to make sure that we glue our drills. And to give this some power, we're going to put down a speed controller right here, and we're going to rotate it. And then we're going to put a cog just like so, and connect the shaft to it, because now we can control the speed that this rope pulley is going to be going. However, if you don't have enough for a speed controller, then you can speed this up with cogs. I would suggest going back to my starter home video where I show you how to speed up with just cogs. It's part of the series, and the playlist is linked in the description down below. Now, to power this, we're going to place a water wheel. So we're just going to dig out this section right here, just like so. And now we can place a water bucket here, and this is going to get power. And then we'll have a gearbox here, rotated like so. And now we can see that this rope pulley is getting rotation. However, it's rotating the wrong way. So on the rotational speed controller here, we can change this to go the opposite way. Now, if you don't have a rotational speed controller, you could just take the water up from here and place it on the opposite side, and the water wheel will rotate in the opposite direction. But as you can see, it's now digging down slowly but surely here. And if we wanted to go faster, we can speed it up to 256, I believe. So now it's basically going at max speed. Technically, because I'm going from small cog to large cog here, it's going half max speed. But it's going to dig out pretty quickly here. Now, just to make my process go a little bit faster, I went ahead and put down 100 drills just so I can dig it out all in one go like this. After a while, we can see that our drills have stopped. An easy way to tell if they have stopped is to look at the rope here to see if it's solid and no longer moving downwards. That means we're not making any more progress and we probably hit bedrock. So, to reverse our rotation, if you don't have a speed controller, then you can put the water on the opposite side of the wheel here. Otherwise, go to your speed controller and just go down or up, and it's going to reverse. And now we should see the drills coming back up again. Now, I'm going to leave the drills here for later in the video, but eventually we're going to replace each drill here with a lava bucket. So we'll just pick this up, put down the lava bucket, and then just keep going all the way across. So we put down 100 buckets. While I was waiting for that drill to finish, I went ahead and made a hole here where we're going to put a large water wheel, and then we can go ahead and place a water bucket right over here to power our water wheel. And this water wheel is going to be used to power our starter engine, which is going to start the bigger steam engines that we're going to have over here later. One thing we can do is we can speed up the speed from the water wheel using adjustable chain gear shift, which are these things right here. You can see it's going at 4 RPM right now. And if you put a lever on it and give it a redstone signal, it's going to slow down. However, if you give it a redstone signal here, it's going to speed up. So now this is going to go at 8 RPM. And this is still at 4 RPM. And we can repeat that process by placing down another set of adjustable chain gear shifts right here, putting a lever here and giving it a redstone signal. So this is now going at 8 and this is 16. And then if we repeat it once more up here, put down a lever, we're now at 32 RPM. Now we can go ahead and patch up our floor. So I'll put an andesite block here and we'll put our lever on top of that, give that power, and it's going to power through the block. And then we can just randomly place some more blocks here so that we no longer see the water wheel that's powering our steam engine. Now, once we actually have our infinite lava pool, we're going to need a depot over here where we can place our buckets with a spout to fill those buckets with lava. We're then going to have a pump, just like so, with some fluid pipe that is then going to go over to a hose pulley. And this hose pulley is going to go all the way down to the bottom of this hole that we have dug. You will need to put a hand crank on this hose pulley. And the best way to do that is probably, like, imagine if you're standing over lava right now, you can use scaffolding, andesite scaffolding. You can build out like this over the lava, and it's fairly safe. And then you can actually control the hose pulley using this. So you can see we're now lowering the hose pulley by turning that, and then we can raise it by holding shift and turning it. So once we have our lava, we'll be doing that. Next, we're going to build our starter engine, and to do that, we're going to put an infinite water source here, because every steam engine that you have is going to need a little bit of water in order to make steam. And then this block right here of water gets turned into water again from the two sources next to it. So that's how you make an infinite water source. And we're just going to put our pipe here with a mechanical pump above it. And this is now going to be able to pull infinite amount of water. I mean, as long as we change the direction, but we don't want that right now because we don't have this hooked up to anything. But once we change the direction, it's going to pull water out of there. And we can even change this to be glass just so that it doesn't accidentally connect to something, which pipes sometimes do. Then we're going to put a cogwheel here. So if you start getting water everywhere, make sure to, reverse this, because otherwise you're going to have a bit of an accident. So we'll put that there. And now we're going to hook up our pipe to the actual steam engine, which we're going to place right here. And a basic steam engine that is passive, you can power it with a fluid tank. I'll place 1, 2, 3, 4 fluid tanks above that. And then you need to take a steam engine and place it on its side. And now we have an actual steam engine. And if you're wearing your Create goggles, you will actually see like a boiler status. That means you've successfully put together a steam engine, and a steam engine needs at least 4 fluid tanks like this. Now we can put a shaft right here, and our steam engine is pretty much done and ready to give us power. And we can reverse this now to give it some water, and it will actually start working. However, I'm going to reverse that back just to pause our steam engine for the time being, because I'm kind of wondering if there might be something better than a campfire that we can use here.
Did somebody order chickens?
Oh, Jojo, what?
I have chickens to sell. Chickens that power your blaze burners, yes.
You can power a blaze burner with chickens?
Even better than chickens, eggs.
Oh. Well, tell me more.
Allow me to demonstrate, my friend. As you can see, you could have yourself a little passive steam engine. Oh, but that's no good. Feed it an egg. Delicious. It's level 1. These blaze burners will work for eggs. The intermittent baby
nice.
chickens. Yeah, don't worry about them. Yes, because of a reference to Howl's Moving Castle, 1 egg produces an entire 4 seconds of burn time. So all you need, my friend, is to buy from me 4,500 chickens to run a level 9 steam engine. Very cheap chickens I have.
That's incredible. I had no idea you could power a steam engine with chickens.
Yes, I don't know if it's the shell that they like or the yolk. I don't really I'm not sure what it is, but a whole egg chucked at their face that they enjoy so much. But look at how happy it makes them.
Yeah, the blazes seem to love them.
Yeah, and I will say, if you throw enough eggs at them, you can get quite a bit of burnt if the babies don't spawn in the way. Get out of my way, babies!
This will be perfect for my starter engine. So this will start my level 9 engines, and I only need a little bit of power. So
oh, fantastic. Yeah, well, this technology does run a very cheap cost of 5,000 diamonds a month for the egg subscription.
5,000 diamonds?
Well, I mean, look at this. It's eggs and blaze burners. Isn't it fantastic?
I think. Can I pay you in diamond blocks? Will that be okay?
I take diamond block.
Oh yeah. See, I just had like 64 diamond blocks just laying around. So yeah, there you go.
Wow, that I haven't gotten this far before. All right, well here's your egg, sir. Here's your egg of infinity.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome. Now I can power my steam engine, and I get baby chickens as a bonus.
Yeah, look, and they'll make you more eggs. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
It's just infinite eggs.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know how many diamonds 64 blocks of diamond blocks is.
I'm pretty sure it's not even close to 5,000. I think it's like 500.
Yeah, 580 maybe ish, somewhere up there.
Yeah. Is there something else you could offer me for my services? Because this is a pretty great deal here. Is there any like?
Well,
I'm paid in knowledge.
Sure. I actually have a trick. I don't know if you know how this works, but did you know that you can get infinite lava with just 100 buckets of lava?
I did not know that, actually.
So what you can do is you can grab some lava buckets. Here's an empty bucket for you. And we're not actually, just to let you know, we're not actually going to do all of these, but you could grab 100 lava buckets, and then we're just going to pick up our drills here. And as you can see, I've drilled all the way down to bedrock there.
Oh, wow.
And we can just place the lava like this, and the lava will flow down to the bottom. And flowing lava counts as a lava block for our 10,000 blocks that we need. Yes.
Is that intentional?
I have no idea, but it works. So we can replace all of this with lava and watch it flow, and then
oh wow, man, the fact that this works might be bad for my egg industry.
Yeah, once we have placed all the lava here, we only have lava blocks at the top. We don't have any lava blocks further down. It's all flowing down. It will actually count as a lava source with over 10,000 blocks. So
that is fantastic.
If we activate our pump here by putting a cogwheel and we'll just use a creative motor for this, and then we flip the direction of the pump here, we should now see that we have a bottomless supply.
Yeah, look at that achievement and everything.
Yeah, I'm super happy that I was able to teach you something that you actually didn't know about.
Yeah, well, I knew about the 10,000 sources, but never did I think that it would work with flowing. That's like fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, and now everyone watching knows as well. So my secret is out.
I appreciate the knowledge.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think my Uber's arriving. Should be here like any second now. Oh, yep, there it is. All right, see you, Uber.
What? How is everyone exiting through a portal like this? You can actually stand on the portal to exit if you want. You want to do it?
The chicken.
Here.
Control.
While Dejojo figures out how to get out of here, we're going to go ahead and get rid of our Dripstone lava farm because we no longer need it now that we have our infinite pool of lava here. For our steam engines, they're going to be powered with blaze burners. So we're going to put 9 blaze burners like so. And that's going to be where our first steam engine is. And then we're going to have another 9 blaze burners, just like so. And on top of those, we're going to put fluid tanks in a 3x3 configuration. And those are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in height. So some really big steam engines. And we'll do the same thing on this side. And then for each steam engine, we're going to need 9 steam engines. Okay, for each boiler, I guess I should say, we're going to need 9 steam engines. So we're going to put them all like this, and then you can put shafts in front of them, just like this. And that's how they're going to be configured. You can see they get in this like kind of camshaft-like state here, which is kind of cool. And we'll put another 9 in the same place here. And put our shafts. Now, I'm actually going to change this up a little bit. So we're actually going to take this steam engine and we're going to move it down 1. And same thing with our shaft. It's also going to get moved down 1. So you can just wrench these to take them off, and then we're going to make this go upwards, and then we're going to have a shaft that goes up like this, because I want this area to be like walkable. I don't want things to be in the way as you come into this power station, so we're going to put our shaft up like this instead of having it, you know, go at eye level basically. Then we're going to be putting a gearbox right here, rotate it, and then put a shaft and a large cogwheel, and then under that we're going to put a rotational speed controller. So here we're kind of connecting the small steam engine to our large steam engines, and I like to have a speed controller in between. That kind of prevents the shafts from breaking and stuff if one of these steam engines should be, you know, turned off or something, especially for like chunk loading reasons. And then we're just going to take this shaft here and take it over to here. And then to connect the power from all our steam engines, we're going to use an encased chain drive. And as you can see, each 3 set of engines here is like their individual thing, I guess. So 3 of them are connected, and we're just connecting all of them using this encased chain drive here. So now all the power is going to go into this encased chain drive and out via this shaft to the speed controller here, which is kind of going to regulate the speed. And then it's going to go out and down to this steam engine here. Then right here where our small steam engine is, I'm going to go ahead and put a speedometer and also a stressometer right underneath like so. And I think we can flip these. And there we go. Can I flip it around? Yeah, just like so. So we can have these like vertically as well as horizontally. So you can see the capacity is 2048 now with a 16 RPM speed. And if we take a egg and throw in our blaze burner here, we can see that we now have 16,000 capacity. And we also went up in speed to 64 RPM. So that's how much one egg gives us an additional power. Now, I'm going to tear up the floor a bit here because I want to route a lot of the power underground. So I'll be right back after I've done that. Now I have finished the underground pathing of our shafts here. So basically I have the speed controller here, which is going to take power from, you know, our steam engines. And then we can adjust the speed down here. Oh, yeah, we can adjust the speed down here. So currently I just have it set to 16 RPM. Later we can turn it up even higher. And you can see all the shafts are going up here. This is where we're going to have mechanical arm that is going to like feed these blaze burners. And now we need to adjust this pump a little bit because I kind of placed it in a bad position here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this pipe, go up like this, and then we're going to put a pump right here. Ooh, and we need to reverse that just so we don't get lava coming out right now. And then we're going to put a pipe here. And I think I wanted to like deposit right here. So we're going to put a pipe here. Okay. Yeah, we'll put a spout right here. And can I put a depot underneath that? Just like so. So we're going to have a depot there. And this is going to be filling buckets that our mechanical arm that's going to go down there are going to be able to grab. Now, we need a way for these mechanical buckets to kind of refill. So we could put a depot here and put a brass funnel right here. And that brass funnel is going to be set to a lava bucket like so. And then we can have another brass funnel with a filter because this is going to accept the empty buckets that the arm is going to be putting back. So we'll be able to select those as well. Now we can actually turn on the pump to make sure that it is actually pulling lava. So you can probably see here if we make this a glass pipe, the lava is coming up and it is starting to fill our spout here. So there we go. with a bottomless supply, and it doesn't have to be all source blocks, which is a common myth actually. And I have tested this in the latest version of Create, so Create 6.06 with Neoforge, it does actually still work. I've patched up the hole in the ground a little bit, and we can go ahead and put a casing here, and you can also decorate shafts for free with casing right there, just to make it look a little bit nicer. And now we need to hook up our mechanical arm, and this is going to be a little bit difficult because you have to get every single blaze burner like this, and the tricky one is the one in the middle, so you have to kind of go in between here, and I think there we go. I think we got the one in the middle. You could also get rid of that. Oh no, we got the one over here. How did we reach that? Okay, it is possible to get these without actually opening everything up. So yeah, you want to select every single blaze burner here. And this is going to allow us to deposit lava buckets to our blaze burners to feed them. And then we're going to be taking lava buckets from this depot here, and we're going to be depositing empty lava buckets here. So deposit items into breast funnel. Now we can put that mechanical arm right here. Now that we have that, if I go ahead and place a bucket right here, it should get filled with lava, and the arm should take it and hopefully start feeding our blaze burners. Let's see which one it gets first. There we go. So we got some heat, and we definitely have the size. We're lacking the heat, and we do need water. So water is going to be the next step. Now, the first thing we're going to do is put down some water. So I'm just going to try to make everything here like source blocks, because we're going to need a lot of, infinite water sources here. And then we can put our first mechanical pump here. So I'm going to put it right next to that. And we're going to put a pipe on top of that before it starts leaking. And now we're getting a little bit amount of water into our steam engines here. And you can see we need at least 810 millibuckets per tick. And we're currently getting 324. I think both of them are getting the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, let's see, 1, 2, 3 mechanical pumps right there. And 1, 2, 3 right here. And then we're just going to put up some pipe here. We kind of want to make it look good for decoration purposes. And we're just going to do that. However, I don't like this mess that we've made. So what we're going to do is we're going to put glass here and then glass in the middle just to separate them a little bit. And I think we can get rid of these, and then we can put glass here like so. And then we can take some copper casing and put that here in the middle. And that's going to like protect that pipe so it doesn't connect to these pipes on the sides. And now we have that all like separated out. And then I'm going to put a cog here, which we have to rotate a little bit to make it work. And then we're going to put a shaft up, a gearbox like so. And then we want to get power from that cog there. So we're going to put a shaft up here and another gearbox, rotate it, and we'll connect these just like that. And now we have a lot of water being pumped here. You can see water is already going into this steam engine. So, hey, we're already at level 2. We are going to go higher. Both of these steam engines are going to be level 9 for this video. Now, we've done pretty much everything we need to do in order to get these running. The only thing we're missing now is speed. So we can go down here to our speed controller, and you can see it's 16 RPM right now. We can change that to 32, and we'll kind of double the speed. And all of a sudden, our steam engines are now level 5. And all we did was basically increase the amount of water that's coming into the steam engines. If we go ahead and we double that again to 64, we should now be level 9. So there you go. 2 level 9 steam engines from our infinite lava source. And you can see we have a total of 294,000 SU here, and everything's running at 16 RPM, which we can control via this speed controller, I believe. So we could put this at 64 as well. And then even this should be running at 64 RPM. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of decorating magic, and then I'll be back to show you the final build. And like magic, here we go. This is the finished build. I put a couple of chimneys on there to make it really seem like a power plant. And yeah, I liked using this waxed weathered cut copper slabs to decorate with. And you can also see the steam engines slightly like showing through the roof here. And I also put, some campfires in here to just make some light from in here during the night. And then you can see like a little bit of smoke and fire just rising out of there. So I thought that was kind of cool. And here we're supposed to have a lava bucket. There we go. Go around and show you the side. I did put some of these cool create windows here. So the ornate iron window pane. I also decorated a little bit with some bushes and stuff. And then, yeah, here you have the pumps. So you can see I put like a little fence around here. And these are just pipes for decoration. And I used some of the copper casing here to decorate with as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it on the outside. If we go inside again, you can see how it looks here. So not much has changed in here. I did put a little bit of an interior roof here just to hide some of the pipes and everything. And then over here, I put like a little lantern and some spruce trapdoors. And on my last video, I know Uninspired Gaming commented about safety with the kelp farm. So I went ahead and put these copycat panels here as sort of a, guardrail against people jumping into the lava on accident. So safety first. Dejojo never was able to find his way back home, so we tried a different way. No, but I figured I'd spawn it in the water at least. I don't know.
Oh. All right.
It's so hard to throw a saddle on a
Hold on. I think if you get right up on him. Yes, I got it. Oh. Okay. So it counts if it slides onto them. It counts if it slides onto them. Are you riding me? Wait, we're riding the same dolphin.
Oh
I
my
can't
god.
move it. It doesn't work.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yes. I got one. And there we go, off into the sunset. I want to give a huge thank you to Dejojotheawsome for being a guest in this video. I'll post a link to his channel in the video description below. Make sure to go subscribe to his channel if you haven't already, as he makes some amazing content. I also want to thank all my patrons for the additional support. It helps me a lot, and paid patrons also get access to my Patreon server called Gearworks. If you made it this far in the video, I want to thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more of my content.
Off into the sunset. Oh.
Yeah.
So there's a chicken riding mod. How do I
here, the saddle right there.
Oh, I see.
Drop it onto the chicken. It's such a weird mod. There.
Whoa. Oh, wow, that is fast. So disorienting. I was quite proud of that. And then, of course, if you break the top, you get...
Yeah, and but I would like a little bit more power, so I am wondering if I could replace the campfire here with something better.
I'm stuck. Did somebody I got stuck on a trapdoor. Did somebody order chickens? Take two.